What is up, and welcome in to the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I'm your host, Ezra McCann. I'm joined, as always, by my outstanding co-hosts. He's a Chicago Public League legend. He's a Simeon legend. He's a Grambling State legend. He played second base for the Tigers back in the day. He's now the head coach of the Simeon Wolverines baseball team. He is Brandon Williams, a.k.a. Coach Smoke. And we got our NFL draft analyst. You can catch all his work at NBC Sports Chicago, the Under Center podcast, the Football Night in Chicago. I almost said the football after show, but maybe you can catch the after show, the football after show. catch him debating one Alex Brown, but he is Glenn Morgan, our GM. Gentlemen, what's going on? How you guys doing?
What's going on?
I'm apoplectic. I'm apoplectic.
All right.
Outside of the Thursday night game, it was some really good football this weekend.
Yeah, great. What was it? 6 games? Was it 5 or 6 games that ended in a last second field goal?
Yeah.
Some good ones and some crappy ones.
And
There was some bad games.
Yeah.
There were some bad
late
games.
Night on national.
The Sunday night game was pretty bad.
It was
the game in Germany.
All the prime time games were pretty bad this week.
Yeah.
right.
Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. They were all pretty bad.
Garbage.
Well, at least the Monday night, at least the Monday night game though, they had, well, no, Denver, I can't say that. I was gonna say they had decent teams, but Denver is kind of bad themselves. But they pulled off the victory though.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It was least exciting. It went right with everything.
You went in saying, okay, these are decent teams. Nobody wanted to see the Bears and Panthers on Thursday night. Al Michaels didn't want to see that game.
But you went in Monday night expecting the Bills to dominate, though.
Yeah, I did. Especially at home.
Most people, what were they? 9-point favorites?
Something like
somewhere
that.
around
Like
there. Yeah.
And Josh Allen. It was Josh Allen. But I digress.
So do you think Josh Allen got enough criticism today?
No.
Being that no?
I don't see how it's any different than Justin. He's got more experience.
And when I say no, I'll say this. He was criticized. He was criticized on every show. I made sure I watched to hear it. But man, if it wasn't came off as the nicest criticism of all, it was no. Let me just do better. Let me just use Shannon Sharp, for example. Last week, when Monday morning, after Lamar had his collapse against the Cleveland Browns, who's a far better team than the Denver Broncos, by the way. When he had his collapse, he was on TV, veins popping out. We don't reward. If you won't accept it in the defeat, you don't accept it in the victory. All this stuff. He was adamant. Today, he said those same things about Josh Allen. He did. But man, was it so calm, collected. It just came off different. It was like we had to protect. It to me felt like we were going to be critical of Josh Allen, but let's protect his feelings. That's how I took all day today. Only one person came at him the way I expected him to come at him because he's come at him for years, and that's Nick Wright.
No, Nick Wright. That's the second guy.
Nick Wright. No. Nick Wright. Nick Wright has been calling this out for the longest. I just don't understand it with Josh Allen. The guy has lived off a loss for too many years now. He's been given such a pass for losing a game. I've never seen it in my life. I've never seen it. Last year
I didn't see all of the last night's game. I had the pleasure of watching.
He had 3 turnovers.
I had the pleasure of watching a great Bulls Bucks game last night. So I didn't get the chance to see all of the Monday night game. One of them,
you were forced to work, is what you're telling me.
Yes, I was.
You were forced to.
One of them wasn't his fault.
One of them wasn't his
Gabe
fault.
Davis was a ball that Gabe Davis tipped and it was intercepted.
Well, it went through his hands.
Went through his hands.
It went through his hands.
Well, if it touch your hands, You're supposed to catch it.
No, that it went through his hands. Like he had the right, his hand was the right way. It didn't go around the ball. Now I don't know if Josh threw it too fast, too close, or something, but I mean, Gabe's not new to Josh throwing fastball, so that was bad. But that fumbles on him. Yeah, other interception was a bad interception.
Other interception.
Did Ken Dorsey deserve to lose his job today?
No.
Josh has looked less like he did off that loss, or that season. I won't even say that loss against Kansas City in the playoffs, but that season, it looked like Josh was ascending, and then Dabo got that job, and Josh hasn't looked the same since Dabo's been gone. He's looked like a shadow of himself. He's looked like an echo of the Josh Allen we saw that season, but there's no continuity, man. He's up and down with it, and it doesn't. It only makes sense, like I said before. A coordinator can help you, or they can hurt you. And right now, that running game, if it's not Josh Allen, the running game hasn't really been consistent at all. And every team needs that, and they, for whatever reason, they've gotten away from that way too much.
Well, but I asked this because last night the running game was probably the best part of the offense, and he still had 3 turnovers. And he's led, even under Dayball, he's led the league in turnovers every year.
Yeah, he's been this night. I forget what the stat was. It's like several times he's had 3 turnovers or more in a game. And that's bad territory when you start getting the stats like that.
Like, so it's to me, it's like it's scapegoated.
So I'm saying, yeah, if the Bills win that game last night, if there's no 12 men on the field penalty by the Bills,
pass interference call,
and the pass interference call on that same drive, is Ken Dorsey still your offensive coordinator, and are we talking about Josh Allen like we are?
Ken Dorsey's probably still your coordinator, but I think you should still be talking about Josh.
The questions should still be on Josh, because had the 12 men on the field situation don't happen, I mean that mean they would have only won because Denver missed 2 extra points. Like, that would be why they won. It wouldn't, like, they should have lost anyway. Like, Denver missed 2 extra points.
So the Bills can get rid of their offensive coordinator, even though he's had arguably way more success than a certain Chicago's. And for whatever reason, we act like this dude is. Well, every time I watch a telecast, I keep hearing about how good a play call. Not a whole game, not a half, not a quarter. Man, that was a good play call right there. You know, that's a really good play call. I'm like, dude, come on, man.
Stop. Well, I think he's safe just because of coaching numbers right now. They can't afford to lose another coach. You already don't have a defensive coordinator. You lost a running backs coach. Well, you can't lose any more guys.
I get that.
So he's safe.
I get that, but have some nuts and show support for your players. Because that's what Buffalo did. We gonna protect Josh Allen. It ain't you, it's him. Every situation here is made to be Justin.
Right.
It's made to be Justin. It's not Getsy. It's not Eberflus. It's Justin. But when every other organization, especially the ones with the QBs not of a certain tone, they're going to put it on the staff first before they ever put it on that player.
Well, unless you're Josh McDaniel, then you blame the long-time passing leader of the Raider organization, and you get rid of him, just like you got rid of Cutler when you were head coach in Denver and thought Tim Tebow was the answer.
Josh McDaniel shouldn't get another job ever. Them dudes was acting like they won a Super Bowl when they won that game because that man wasn't there. That says a lot. That says a lot. And then
now they
they
won
won
2-0
another
since
game.
right?
Did you see there was a clip of Devontae Adams at
Dance.
no. He was at a basketball game. I think it was it was at a college basketball game. And he was there with who was he there with? Anyway, long story short, a ref came over and told him, he's a Raiders fan, and hey, seeing what happened, man, you guys are looking good. And he said, yeah, it's things are gonna get a lot better now. And basically, saying that with McDaniels gone, they're gonna be all right. Yeah, that's wild.
How do these organizations let these people go during the season and for whatever reason? I know it's a Bears tradition or whatever, but come on, man.
But no, this is twice with the Raiders. This is twice within 3 years that they let go the coach and the team looked like they've gotten better.
Well, Gruden kind of had to. That was a whole.
I get it.
They didn't want to bring Gruden.
That wasn't because of Gruden's performance on the field.
No, it wasn't. But the team started performing differently when he was gone. They wasn't playing that well when he was there. Under Bisaccia, they snuck into the playoffs.
Yeah, but the Henry Ruggs thing happened too.
But yeah, I know they had a lot going on. I'll agree. I'll agree. Now, I definitely don't compare Gruden's situation to McDaniels. Like, I don't. Like, that situation is weird. But McDaniels shouldn't see another NFL job.
And as a head coach.
I think he done voided his stint as a coordinator.
I'm sorry. He was there it was Dexter Fowler, of all people, with Devontae Adams.
Cub.
The former, Cub and Cardinal. Yeah. Just watched. But yeah, that's wild. That's why they got the win Sunday night for Antonio Pierce. I hope he can figure out a way to keep that job. I like Antonio Pierce.
He's not gonna have a job. He's not gonna have a job. I know. Yeah, he's not gonna have a job. He ain't Versace, not gonna keep him.
He ain't gonna get two more. He ain't gonna play New York no more.
No more.
He got both New York teams back.
His New Yorks are gone.
New York's is gone.
There's always an LA team. The Chargers always find a way to give it right back to you. The Chargers will keep you in the game. So that's another one they could probably snake out.
Oh man.
But these guys get rid of their coaches or coaches, post the coach staff. Bears, it's got to be an HR issue before we get rid of a coach. They got to commit like some kind of like crime against morality.
Did the Bears just get an HR? I never heard of HR firing coaches.
Well, it's because you're not supposed to, like an offensive lineman, you're not supposed to hear about them unless they commit a penalty. You're not supposed to hear about HR until you have to.
Man, our coaches got to commit crimes.
Right. Yeah. Not a crime against the fans on the field.
Allegedly.
They have to be morally and ethically challenged before they let go.
We don't know that.
Let's not fire the running backs coach because he decided not to play Foreman for so long. No, we're gonna fire him because he did something crazy.
It's interesting, man. Let's talk about Foreman here. Foreman for the last 3 weeks has just been running his ass off. And all I'm hearing this week is, Herbert's back, so Herbert's going to get, the bulk of the carries now. Like, why?
Ease him into it. You get Foreman.
Why? Just if it's working, just keep him in. I don't understand that.
That's the Bears. If it's working, let's change it. If it's working, let's change it. It's working. All right, that's working. Let's do something else. Why are you going away from something else? Well, because that was working. So we got that down.
They expected that.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, man. That's the Bears.
Justin Fields should play this week.
Yes.
Hopefully should play this week. I'm one. I want to get to stand on a soapbox and say I'm tired of the Justin Fields disrespect that's out here. Everybody talking about we need to go get another quarterback. Caleb Williams is the guy, and I'm not even going to bring up the whole Bajan thing. That's over, and I'm glad. But this disrespect of Justin Fields, man, with 7 games to go, and like you just dismissing him. People out there saying they don't even want him to play a snap.
Yeah,
again for the I don't understand this. The man before he got hurt, he just had 2 straight games with 4 touchdowns and threw for over 600 yards.
Not 2 straight games, 2 out of 3. The Vikings game was.
No. I said before. I said before he got hurt.
Yeah. Before he got hurt.
Okay, I get you.
Before he got hurt.
And
I'm not including the Vikings game. He got hurt in the middle of that game.
And let's look at this: the fact that DJ Moore was over 600 yards, and he's only 4 games later. He's not even at 800 yards.
Yeah.
Receiving. He was over 600 with Justin at that time. He's not even at 800.
Yeah. So I know he's got to be ecstatic coming into this week, knowing that he's probably gonna see some more attempts thrown his way.
But man, it's so frustrating. Like you say, you're tired of the Justin Fields hate or whatever we call it. It's frustrating to hear because it's like, why is it him that's the target for the media when it comes to this? Because in New England, they're blaming a 6-time Super Bowl winning coach. I don't care what Bill Belichick has done, but they're blaming a 6-time Super Bowl winning coach for Mac Jones' trouble.
Garbage.
They're blaming him for Mac Jones' trouble.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to blame him for drafting Mac Jones, I'll go there. But
he was the last quarterback. He was the last quarterback of that group. He drafted Mac after Justin.
You didn't have to.
I get that. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I'm just saying. If you want to blame him for that, but don't blame him for how Mac Jones is playing.
Like, I'm like, golly, like, it's only one quarterback.
Well, you know what though? No, you can't blame him. I'll give you one reason.
His development the second year.
Yes. You basically were. It was arrogance, is what it was.
I don't want to hear it.
Josh McDaniels leaves, and you say, "Yeah, we don't really need an offensive coordinator." But Matt Patricia, my former defensive coordinator, who's never coached offense before in your life, come coach my offense and come develop my new quarterback.
But you know why?
He has to get something for that.
But you know why I don't care?
I agree.
You know why I don't care about that? Because they all get that excuse. Oh, Trevor Lawrence year 1 doesn't count because it was under Urban Meyer. Oh
no, that was year 2 for
Matt. No. No. I'm just saying those guys always get those excuses. It's always something. I get it. Yes, I was once saying it too last year. Like, Bill lost his goddamn mind. Like, why would you do that to him? Like, that wasn't fair to Mac Jones. But
it wasn't.
It wasn't. And I still to this day will stand on that. But Mac Jones has been bad. Like, and they're in a position to get the number 1 pick. Why ain't nobody talking about Caleb Williams to them? Like,
they're talking that they might end up getting a quarterback because I think they're third or fourth now.
It's starting to creep up there.
They're third right now.
It's starting to creep up there. Daniel Jones, y'all legit praised this dude last year for throwing 15 touchdowns. Got that man paid.
Well, it's because Brian Daboll effect, man.
Yeah,
they figured that Brian Daboll
now had that weak ass schedule. You went 1-5 in the division last year. That said everything to me. I said it on social media last. I said, man, they are a product of a weak schedule. They went 1-5 in the division last year. That tells you everything. At least when Nagy won 12 games with Trubisky, we actually was winning division games too.
But it was a weak schedule.
Though. But no, I'm saying it was a weak schedule. But it didn't surprise me that Nagy went 8-8, or whatever we did. he didn't have a
Later
losing
on.
season with the Bears. Like, so
I think he
was
did.
it
No,
The
when
year
19
after,
he did. 19 he did.
yeah,
his
the
last
year
year?
after.
His
Yeah.
last year,
No,
right?
no.
No.
Well,
Was it his? It was the
20,
next year.
yes.
remember 2020
It-
they went 8-8 and went to the playoffs. And they played New Orleans in the playoffs.
So that was his last year,
That was
right?
his last year. No.
No. The
His
next
last
year
year,
no,
right.
was.
no.
He was there 4 years. You're
Justin,
right.
No, so no.
21.
The losing season was Justin's year.
Right.
That was
No,
the
but
losing
I
season.
thought they had a losing season
that
in 2019 too.
No. They was 8-8 back-to-back years.
Oh, we're okay.
They were
Okay.
8-8
Okay.
back-to-back years. The losing season came Justin's year.
Okay.
That was the losing season. But I'm saying, like, you knew that, like, we had a defense that we knew could
right.
do
You
something.
fleet on the defense. Yeah,
You know,
defense save games.
Like, I knew this Giants team was fraudulent from jump. Like, but they those guys get the excuses.
Well, it goes back to when you're saying with the Mac Jones thing and changing coordinators or not having coordinators or coordinators in the wrong spot. It kind of proves my point that coordinators make a difference. Do that as much as whoever your head coach is significant. Who your coordinators are makes a discernible difference with how your team goes. Because we've seen teams where they're good and then the coordinators get jobs elsewhere, and there's an adjustment period for that team. Now, if they have good guys in the system, a pipeline, like how we used to see with San Francisco 49ers back in the day, like in the 80s and the 90s, and how you saw with Green Bay and Holmgren and all those guys that came underneath him. Same thing with Andy Reid, some of that. And granted, some of that was because Holmgren was the offensive coordinator as well. Same thing with Andy Reid, but you still saw some continuity there. You look at with the Patriots, Mac Jones' first year, they went 10-7. He went to the playoffs. They were 10-7. They didn't build on that. So yeah, new coordinators come in who aren't coordinators, and that kid's all messed up. And now wherever he was, he's less than, and it doesn't look like he has any chance of getting it back because now it looks like it's in his head and what have you. You look at what coordinators do when it comes to I say with Kansas City. I know Kansas City is winning games, but if you watch them, they don't look anything like they did last year. They don't look anything like they did last year. And the only difference that the offensive line is quote unquote better. The right tackle is supposed to be able to tackle ahead the year before. The left tackle's pretty good tackle as well. So it's not the offensive line's not blocking. And the receivers, it's the same receivers, except for Juju Smith-Schuster's the only one that's gone. And Rashee Rice looks like he's at least a player that's going to be a player going forward. If they didn't have Kelsey, they'd be garbage. And now Holmes would be struggling if he didn't have Kelsey, even more so. And it's crazy how many times they barely scored 20 points and hold on to win games. Their defense is a big reason why they're winning games. Now, who's their coordinator? We've talked about that before. Now, as much as we've talked about some of these guys that have done a crappy job, who's not being called out for doing a good job developing a quarterback? Because you can't tell me Sam Howell is not developing. That dude has yet to play 20 NFL games, and he has got, 3 or 4 games where he's passed over 300 yards? They're losing games because their defense. Say again?
He's leading the league in passing yards.
No.
I believe so.
Sam, well, yeah, because what's his name got hurt? Kirk Cousins got hurt.
Yeah.
So Sam Howell.
He's number one, 2,783 yards right now.
And what's the touchdown interception ratio? 2-1?
I think he's like 17-9.
Let me see.
So almost 2-1.
Yeah, you get 17-9. Yep.
So almost 2-1. And this guy hasn't played 20 NFL games yet, and they're going toe to toe with the Eagles. They could have won both those games against the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Their defense is what's failing them. Not so much their offense. What are they averaging? About 24.9 points a game?
Washington as an offense. Hold on. They are averaging. Where's Washington? They're averaging 21.7 right now.
Right, 21.7. So that's not great.
Yeah.
Where they rank in that with that?
That's like
That's just
20,
an overall
mid-20s.
points.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
They've had at least 3 or 4 games where they
They're
scored 30.
17.
Yeah,
So
so
middle
they're
of the
middle
pack.
pack.
Mm.
That's what the 5th round draft pick for this new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Where the Chiefs? What are the Chiefs averaging?
The Chiefs are averaging 23.1 right now.
Okay,
So just ahead of
and
them.
that's because they beat our ass.
They're at 13th. You're right. Yeah, that skews it.
which
They
is
put up what 49 against us.
40 some. Yeah, I think 49.
yeah. Which they should be doing. They should be top 10. They should be top 5. To be quite honest with you, because a lot of the same pieces.
They were number 1 last year, correct?
2022. Yeah, they were number 1 in points per game, 29 points.
What's different?
That's crazy.
You got young guys, and you win the Super Bowl, and you got young guys who should be improving off of last year. You have a quarterback in his prime. You have a Hall of Fame tight end, Hall of Fame quarterback, and you're averaging less. And hold on, and you got a coordinator who's been with the team before. He should know. He should know what's going on. So it makes a difference, man. It makes a difference. And like you say, and that hold certain people accountable, man. But the quarterbacks do get a lot of the blame, and they get a lot of the credit sometimes when they shouldn't. I promise you, man, you got to start looking at these coordinators. The Vikings defense wasn't anything the last few years. It was garbage. And it's not like they just got new guys all of a sudden that, changing the team. It's not like they went free agency and got like a whole slew of guys or drafted like, 2 number 1 draft picks. The defensive coordinator comes in and says, this is what we're going to do. And Brian Flores got them boys playing at a different level. And Minnesota is in games.
You know what's crazy? So when we played Denver, of course, they were off of giving up 70 points or whatever. Justin Fields do his thing, and then the defense come around in the end, and we can blame play calling, we can blame whatever we
both
blame.
things happen. Yeah.
But that defense in Denver has been lights out since that moment.
Yes, they've been playing way better.
Minnesota. Oh, Justin couldn't do nothing against that defense. Minnesota's defense has been lights out since that game. Since that game. And no one is speaking of these things though. It's just so much lack of context when it comes to Justin Fields, man, across the board. It's like it's mind-boggling because Denver has shut down Patrick Mahomes, shut down Josh Allen, and Justin Fields ate them alive.
Should have won that game.
Should have won that game. Should have won that game. Yeah, he made 2 mistakes in the end, but realistically, his defense shouldn't have gave up the points, shouldn't have allowed them to get back in that game.
The coaching staff, there's some bonehead calls.
Yeah. So it's like he ain't been doing this against those scrubs. He was doing his thing. He was on the come up. And it's unfortunate.
To add to your thing with context, you got to factor in his offensive line wasn't the same offensive line Bajan because they played behind. Most of those guys, Nate Davis hadn't practiced all summer because of dealing with the family issue. So you didn't have that sense of continuity. The only person that had been there pretty much the whole time was your rookie right tackle.
Mm-hmm. Tevin Jenkins came back. Was it the Vikings game?
The Vikings game. And didn't play all of that, right? Came back to Vikings game. Your left tackle started out the season, then he ends up getting hurt. And then your center, you didn't have a center, and your left guard, who's supposed to be your center, or your center supposed to be left guard, ends up hurting his hand. So you didn't have any continuity with the offensive line. Your receivers, Claypool was still doing Claypool stuff. So you didn't have he wasn't blocking for his teammate. You didn't have, nobody was on the same page. And a lot of it was some issues definitely, but some of it was going to happen anyway because all these guys were basically new, put together.
Has Claypool won a game yet?
The game yet.
That's a great
Oh,
question.
but the thing is, it's like you've got to factor that in. In the defense, dealing with injury, especially secondary, dealing with injury issues. And then you had no defensive coordinators. You had to deal with that issue. And it's like, dude, factor that in because I promise you, man, if I ever see Shady McCoy dude walking down the street, I'm tripping. I'm just see how good his feet really are because that dude is always talking noise, man. It's like he hates Justin Fields. It's like
I'm
I
telling
gotta be
you,
right about this one guy. I gotta be right about
it's
this one
like
guy.
it's becoming personal.
But I don't
It's,
understand how the kid hasn't said
I,
anything to
I
anybody.
I really don't. Man, I'm telling you, I don't know. Justin did something to that man at
But it's
some point in
infected.
life
It's infected
because
that whole FS1 group because I what's his name?
Acho,
Acho.
yeah,
Which Acho is he? He's not
Emmanuel,
saying
no,
Emmanuel
no,
Acho.
no, he
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Right,
Sam is on
right,
ESPN. That's the
right.
former Bear.
Right. Emmanuel Acho, he just likes to hear himself talk. He's always talking extended. He's like, what are we gonna do about Justin Fields? Okay, everybody. So we have the situation here. I want to know Shady McCoy. Tell me what you feel about Justin as he goes forward. And Joy Taylor, the beautiful Joy Taylor is here at the moment. Joy,
Mhm.
we need to expand and
And she
expound
ain't
upon
nothing.
what.
She ain't nothing but an echo of Shady.
Yes, and it's like I'm
Like
like Joy. That's not the Joy Taylor that seemed to be more cogent and actually did research on stuff. Because she's like Justin's been in there for 3 years. It's just you see something different. Hey, he ain't been there for 3 years. This is his third year. He hasn't played 3 seasons worth of games just yet.
at all.
First season, he's with a lame duck coach. Is anybody going to mention? And all Shady McCoy is like, oh, he's 6'25", man. He's 6'25". What about that record? He's six. Like, dude, stop. He had a lame duck coach the first year. That was garbage. Last year was all about trying to figure out who's going to stay and who's going to go as we're trading away guys like Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn, so on and so forth. And you have a new regime trying to figure out what these guys can do. So how are you going to put all those? And not to mention that the defense, there were games the offense had won. Justin had done enough to where they should win the game. All the defense had to do is one stop. Doesn't happen. Guy fumbles a ball on a punt return. Well, there's that chance gone. Guy's supposed to catch a ball, catches the ball, and he tries to do too much because his name's got a hyphen in it. So he figures he's got to do twice as much work as somebody else. He's got two last names. And then he gets the ball knocked out of his hand and he fumbles. Oh, there's that game winning drive. And then, Mooney. I can count on Mooney until the light get in his eyes, I guess. He drops the ball against Washington, one of the worst games ever on national TV.
Or let's not forget, Justin throws a pick six against Detroit. What does he do the next play? Detroit tied the game up on a pick six. What do he do? Run it for 70 yards, touchdown. Oh, Santos missed the extra point. Defense can't get to stop. They win by one. It's like it was so much of that. Like,
right.
and there's so much lack of context on the media right now. It's like it's an agenda. It's like it's an agenda, man. It's ridiculous. Like, it sucks because to me it's centered around a certain group of quarterbacks. It's centered around a certain groups of quarterbacks. It's this same punk ass Shady McCoy, like you say, he gets on there. I believe in Josh Allen. Hey man, that's what he do. It's fine. But when Dak Prescott throwing picks, he's on national TV saying he's ass. He's ass. Like that's bullshit. Like it's bullshit. And you a brother, and I'm gonna say that. I wish this could be a viral moment for him to hear. Like you a black man, and you're publicly coming at another black man for making mistakes, but you're making excuses for another person. Like it's bullshit.
For the same excuses, which
For the same stuff. Like this, you're coming at Dak for having one outlier season with turnovers. But because it's the norm with Josh Allen, it's okay. Oh, we've seen Josh Allen do this and do that. No, we didn't. We saw Josh Allen do it one time. We saw him do it one time. He had one amazing playoff game. One. And you all are still holding on to. It's unbelievable to me, dog. It's crazy to me. It's mind-boggling. Like what certain guys got to do. And And I've always felt like, okay, Dak is with the Cowboys, so okay, I know how people feel about the Cowboys, but come on, man, like that shouldn't oversee being a goddamn sane human being. Like it's just it's bullshit. And Justin gets that same heat. Like he doesn't face the same criticism that other guys face. I mean, damn, you even get Zach Wilson is starting to get coddled some, man. It's like a 50-50 split in the media when it comes to Zach. One end you got Rex Ryan saying, now granted, Rex Ryan speaks up for Justin too, so I'm not going to say he's on some BS, but like just give the kid a chance. Give him some time, man.
That's the thing that's killing me. You're right. It's like where is it that you can't give someone 3, 4 years to develop? I mean, I understand the money thing is in a lot of people's heads, but it's like, dude, you still have other options. The Giants show you have other options. You can extend a guy. The Packers showed you can extend a guy.
We gave
especially
we gave Mitch all 4 years.
All
gave
four.
Mitch all 4 years.
All 4.
All four. And
they didn't get anything for him. They didn't franchise him to try and trade him or nothing. They didn't get anything for him. Let him go. But it's like you see what the Packers have done with Jordan Love, and they extended. You saw what the Giants did with Daniel Jones. And the thing is, you don't necessarily have to give them the money that Lamar and Burrow and those guys, because they know they haven't accomplished anything. So you're going to be able to manipulate it a little bit to where you can finagle it in a way that it can be more conducive, more team conducive than it is player conducive. But dude, none of it's going to matter ultimately if you don't have the right coaches in place, man. You got to have the right coaches in place. You just do. You just do. Now, who are those right coaches? I'm not saying I know, because it's not going to make a difference. We said it before. Caleb can come in here. Drake May can come in here. Michael Penix Jr. can come in here. Hell, Bo Nix. If you want to take a guy in the second round, it's Jordan Travis from Florida State, or Jaden Daniels from LSU. They come in. It won't matter if you don't have somebody in here who has the ability to develop that quarterback, and not just him, but also the players around him. Because if there's any other issue I have with Yetzi is, and you said it earlier, Smoke, how the hell you got a running back that's killing and also you don't go to him? How you got a wide receiver that's number one wide receiver and you can't figure out how to get him open more than not? You got other guys have to develop too. And then once you start, it's like they go to one guy and then they forget about everybody else. Okay, this week is Mooney's turn. Look at everybody else. This week it's DJ Moore's turn. Everybody else, get what you can where you can. Like, no, dude, you can incorporate other players in the scheme. When one guy eats, if he's drawing the attention, yeah, the other guy should be able to eat too. Why we can't get, why can't the running game complement the passing game and vice versa? It's like feast or famine with this dude. He just, I don't understand it, man. I don't understand.
Detroit comes in this week, 7-2 Lions team. This hard to fathom. The Lions are the leaders of the NFC North now.
I remember the Lions from the '90s. I mean, Barry, those guys.
They weren't on top. They were usually second. It was either the Vikings or the Packers were ahead of the Lions.
Or the Buccaneers back then.
Yeah, the Bucks too. Yeah, late '90s. Yeah. So it's weird, but I'm happy for them though, man. They play a good brand of football. I like Dan Campbell.
Did you like that 4th and 5 where they ran the ball until they saw what the defense was giving them? Imagine that, run the ball on 4th and 5 and converting it. We on 4th and 1 trying to figure out how we can jazz it up with a jet sweep, reverse pass, toss, kickback. It's surprised it don't work. Or a tight end sneak that everybody sees coming. Like sneaking with the lights on. Like, dude, we see you. What you doing? But here's the thing. Here's the thing is, Justin's gonna play, right? And so when the Lions beat us, it's gonna be, oh, see, Justin can't win games.
Exactly.
He
Exactly.
can't play.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. They were 2-2 under Beijing.
Stop.
I'm not allowing that to happen.
Stop.
No, it's gonna happen.
I'm
Y'all,
putting
the guy,
my foot down.
Alex Brown's gonna say it.
There's no.
That man. Oh my God.
No. I'm
The
running.
fact
I'm
that
running
they
on set
showed
if
the
that comes out.
they showed the screen. They said these are their stats. Justin Fields, 11 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Tyson Bagent, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And Alex Brown said, I'm saying, what is so different? What is Bagent doing that's so? The guy's ratio is 1 to 2.
Yeah, 1 to 2.
1 to 2. He has double the amount of interceptions. And it was so funny because Coach Weinstein was being funny.
You out.
He was being funny. He was like, wait, is those Justin stats for the whole season? because he basically was coming at Alex like, what are you like, really, dude? Like, are you serious right now, man?
Gotta call you out on that one.
Like, and then it becomes, I just want to win. I want to win. This is how you sound. I want to win. It's about winning. Dude, we played the fucking Carolina Panthers, dog. The Carolina Panthers.
We won that game. Barely won that game. At home.
Barely won. And we're sitting here giving this kid all this credit. I remember when Justin beat the Houston Texans last year. I was in Turks and Caicos. I remember it clear as day. I was getting blown up how Justin ain't shit. And we won the game. Had 0-2 with winning the game. The quarterback didn't play well. But undrafted second Division II Tyson Bagent. Tyson Bagent.
Get his name out.
Oh, he wins a game. And
I don't know how they can go back to Justin.
Man, it is unbelievable. Man.
You know what? If I'm Justin, what I do? But man, you know what? I was feeling good, but I think I had a bit of a setback. I might need another week. And let Tyson deal with Detroit and see how that goes. Now, if Tyson comes in and drops 250 with 2 touchdown passes and no turnovers, and the Bears win, 27 to 20.
All hail Tyson Bagent.
Okay. But that ain't what's gonna happen. It'd be more like he passed for like 162, 1 interception, 1 fumble, or 2 fumbles, 1 interception, 1 touchdown pass, and 1 touchdown run. And they try to go for 2, and we lose 13-34. And they'll be like, well, you know what, man? He's played within himself. He got the ball out of his head quick. He only had that one, tackle from behind. If the left tackle had blocked him, longer than the 3 seconds he was blocking him. So but that's not gonna happen. Justin's gonna play, and Justin's gonna catch flack for not beating Detroit. It won't be like, hey, he hasn't played in 4 weeks and he's rusty. He had an injured thumb. It won't be that. It'll be like, no, you know what? He don't have it. They need to move on from Justin. Well, you move on from Justin, then you basically should move on from the whole coaching staff. Because you're telling me you're going to entrust this coaching staff to develop whoever comes in here next.
Yeah.
And whoever comes in here next, if they have an option to not have to come in here next, they may pursue that.
Wait.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time.
It's going to be the same thing over again. You're going to bring in a quarterback. They're going to have a bad season next year. You're going to be forced to fire the coaching staff next year with the new quarterback, and you have to bring somebody else in for year 2. It's the same. It's the circle.
Yeah, it's a vicious circle. But are you actually going to get the quarterback you want? Because if it is Caleb, Caleb may be like, I'll make him enough money here in college. I don't need to leave. I can stay, or I will force you to trade me, a la, you know,
He's making that
Manning
much. He's making that much from Wendy's.
and Dr. Pepper. Don't forget, he's in that Dr. Pepper commercial.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know if he got his pay for
I've
that
heard
much.
this. No way if he's the number one pick, that's what
No. Understand what I'm saying.
40 something million guaranteed. I understand what you're saying. I'm saying he would wait 1 year just to make sure he doesn't come to this place.
He's
I
still
get
gonna
that.
make money or force a trade. Like what I'm saying is he can, whether he stays or not, he can say he's staying. He can use that as leverage, just like John Elway used
John
playing
Elway,
baseball for leverage. Bo Jackson used, no, don't draft me. The Manning used his name,
right,
used his family name to force a trade with the Chargers.
which
So
I still don't get.
yeah, well, it worked out for him, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, they can use that to leverage it. Like I don't have to come on. Like I don't want your life. You'd be like that kid from the Varsity Blues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want your life.
Your
He,
life.
he could he could just be like, I got money. I'm good. I don't have to come out now. You know, I'm sure he'd rather maybe go to New York and be with Brian Daboll. So will the Bears actually get who they really want? It's such a. And here's the thing, man. It's so messed up because there's still 7 games left. Nothing has to be decided this month. Nothing has to be decided by the end of December. It don't have to be decided until the draft, to be quite honest with you.
It really don't need to be decided this year.
Oh, definitely not this year. You definitely can wait until February, March.
Like we have not been in the position to actually build a roster. And shit, I can't remember. And we'll have back-to-back years where we can actually use our draft capital to build the roster.
That's what the Jaguars did. Exactly what the Jaguars did.
And ideally for me, like we can go get a second or third round quarterback if we desperately want to get one this year. Or we can let Fields play out his 4th year and then draft the quarterback. If that's the case. But I don't know.
It's not just about drafting a quarterback. You have to believe that you have an opportunity with 2 first-round picks and you have a quote unquote litany of quarterbacks coming out this year. You can't blow this opportunity because Stroud is making the draft class look phenomenal by himself. Like, hey, Bears could have had, one of those.
But that's
guys.
why. But that's why you can blow it.
I'm tired of all these people talking about, oh man, CJ Stroud was there.
Yeah, that's why you
we could
can
have
blow
had
it.
him. Nobody was talking about CJ
Exactly.
Stroud with the number one pick.
Man, like
Nobody.
Yeah, I said it too. I know but we ain't in the mainstream media, Jim, unfortunately. I mean, like Chris Conti is another one that I can't stand. I'm saying you're gonna blow it again. You already blew it passing up on CJ Stroud. Man, I'd be ready to jump through the TV at these dudes. Like no one was on TV saying Stroud over Bryce Young. No one. Going into the game against Georgia, a lot of y'all was saying he might not even be a first round pick.
That's hilarious to me.
And then he performed against Georgia. Okay. Now he's okay. But like now everybody is riding that wave. That's like for me, that's like Trubisky and Mahomes. Now we all know both of them was no names in my eyes. It was only one quarterback in that draft that I knew of, and that was Watson. So
and that's who we missed on.
That's who we missed on. Like I argue with so many people when it come to that. Like, dude, you didn't even know the fuck Pat Mahomes was. No. We only person everybody knew about was Deshaun Watson. We passed on him. We did not pass on Pat Mahomes.
And didn't even interview him.
Like we passed on the guy that was in the national championship back-to-back years.
Went to
That's
his
who we passed up on.
his pro day and didn't talk to him.
Like it's
That's still unbelievable to me.
like, but like that's my thing. It's going to always
made up.
be. That's what it's going to always come down to. They're going to find one that succeed, and they're going to say, "Oh, look at him." Luckily, Trevor Lawrence is playing comparable because he's not a generational talent at all.
It's not looking like it right now. He's looking
At
like
all.
he's looking like a decent. Him and Herbert are looking like quarterbacks that have talent.
That you can keep as your starter.
Yeah, they look like
Simple as
quarterbacks that
that.
have talent. Yeah.
Nothing generational at all. And so because
You wouldn't trade Justin Fields for Justin Herbert?
I probably would. But that's because I've seen Justin Herbert have more success. And so that's
Yeah.
what I'm it's hard to say no because you've seen him have success and he's on his second offensive coordinator. But by the
and see,
same
I'll
token,
say
he's been blessed with talent since he got there
that's
since day one.
that's why I'll say yes. Because I want to see what his ass can do with this shit. But no, we ain't gonna trade him and DJ Moore's here. No, let's rewind the clock.
Yeah, right.
You
Trade him with
you
John.
get the Bears that had Mooney as the number one. And let's see what you do then. Because I mean, because one thing when it comes to Justin Herbert that I don't appreciate is how they make it like Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Austin Eckler is just some regular guys. Like
No, I wouldn't say they do that. They don't do that. They give Keenan Allen his due. They give Keenan Allen his due.
Man,
and they said Austin Eckler, they be getting their due even before Herbert even got to the team.
Man, I've seen.
To your point, they keep talking about Herbert like he's done something. I'm like, I thought offensive rookie of the year, he ain't done jack doodle squad.
Nothing.
And they're in the 500 now. Aren't they like 4-5 now?
They 5 and they're 4-5.
They're 4-5. How are they 4-5 with all that talent? Again, coaching. Coach should have been fired. He should have been fired after that loss to Jacksonville. He should not have been allowed to coach that team this year. He should have been gone. Because you brought in a new offensive coordinator, you might as well change the head coach too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That's what I trade for, to see these guys deal with the shit that he got to deal with.
That makes a difference.
For time's sake, let's move over to Bulls real quick. Rough game against Milwaukee. I think it's time.
Oh, this time. Hell of a pass, though. DeRozan, hell of a pass.
That was a great pass. Great 360 pass to Kobe White.
Highlight of the season.
And whatever. What are we doing here?
Same shit we did last 2 years. I told you, same thing. Dude, it's the same thing. It's rinse and repeat. It's the same thing. These dudes, only changes they make are to guys on the bench. Some no-name dudes exchange out from some name dudes. I mean, you had was the Doug dude Jones? What's his first name?
Derrick Jones.
Derrick Jones
Jr.
It's like, dude, you got these guys, you barely play them, and when you start playing them and they do well, then you don't go back to them, and then you get rid of them because, I don't know, contract's over, you to move on, and then you bring in some more no-name dudes. They look like they're doing pretty decent, but nobody there is going to make anybody not challenge no one there's going to challenge a starter. And the head coach is suspect. It's like, dude, what's your rotation? I'm still blaming for that damn loss against the Heat. How the hell you take out what's the center, the backup center? Rebounding? Drummond. How the hell you take out Andre Drummond? And the Heat have no size. He's killing. And you take him out and don't put him back in. What was that? What was that? You got Vooch. There's nobody. There's no rim protection on this team. Vooch is not a shot blocker. Andre Drummond is not a shot blocker. He can maybe get a little physical with you, but he's not a shot blocker. No rim protection. Nobody that can stop anyone from penetrating. There's nobody that's putting pressure on the ball. Pat Bev was the only person that kind of put it on here a little bit, and that's not the Pat Bev from like 5-6 years ago. That's the Pat Bev at the end of his career. So teams can penetrate. No true shooters.
No shooters.
You can't find, again, I keep saying every year, you need to tell me you can't find one European. I mean, all those dudes, they all shoot. Yeah, the 7-foot guys are better 3-point shooters than the ones we have on our team. You can't find one in 3 years. You can't find anybody with 3-point. What's the dude that's was it Werner or Hooter? I can't remember his name. He used to be with the Falcons. Kevin Horter. Now I saw he's with Sacramento. I'm like, oh, okay. He's just floating out there. I'm like, dude, like, how are you not able to find anybody in 3 years? You can't find somebody from the G League that can hit 3-point shots. You can't find somebody that can be a ball hawk defensively from the G League, somebody who's hungry. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You look at the Heat, dude, that team is pretty much comprised of a whole bunch of dudes who are no-name people that work hard. Mm-hmm. And you get them together, it's the same damn thing.
Max Strus was begging to come here.
Kid with the Northwestern.
3-point threat.
Got a kid with Northwestern.
Look in like your backyard. Forgot how to shoot now that he in LA though.
Like your contribution.
No, not Strus. Not Strus. I'm talking about Gabe Vincent.
Oh,
his ass like he don't forget how to shoot in LA.
But the only contributions you've made has been what's the dude, the bald head?
Caruso. Caucasian that can't shoot.
The one guy that's not a deadly 3-point shooter, but he plays hard. That's your contribution. And Ball, who's been hurt after first 3 months or 2 months of being here. What else have you done? Your first pick is basically a bust at this point. I don't know what you're doing. And you haven't made. You've literally not made any adjustments, and you expect it to be different. How? Cleveland, meanwhile, has traded. And changed their whole team around.
Basically, yeah.
Indiana has made
and not just with trades. They changed that shit around in draft too.
Yes, but they've made trade like they got Al. What's his brother with the fro? Allen, shot blocker. Mm-hmm. They made a trade to get him from the Nets. You can find other teams that are trying to dump. Dude, so many different ways.
We're never the third team in any of these trades.
Never. Never. Dude, in the NBA, there's so many ways you can deconstruct your team and reconstruct it in less than 3 years' time, where it's completely different. The Lakers constantly keep finding ways and finding money to bring people. How many times have we seen the Nets, different iterations of the Nets? Suns. Come on. Houston. OKC. That dude's got like 21 first-round picks for like the next 30 years or something crazy like that. And we sitting on, when's the last time we picked somebody in the first round? Pete Will?
No, Dalen Terry.
No, they got Dalen Terry, but he wears a very nice Jordan shirts on the bench there.
If a tree falls in the forest, nobody knows that it fall. Did it really fall? No, he's the first-round pick. He's first-round pick. No one ever really remembers like what pick was he? Was he the 23rd pick, the 12th pick?
Kobe White was the first round.
He wore a very
that
nice
wasn't
Jordan
them.
Shirt yesterday.
Right, that wasn't it. You're right.
Yeah, that's all it gives you.
Yeah.
So it was P. Will and it was Dalen Terry, and we didn't have one this year.
How does that happen? You don't get the same thing you got last year. It's you win.
Well, that was the Vooch trade, right? They ended a
But
Vooch trade.
yeah, I get it. But
that was
to
last century, man.
To GM point though, you can't be trash and not have first round picks. Like that's to GM point. Like, how are you trash and don't have picks?
Well, I get that, but you have to know when to say when. You know, they thought that putting together 3 All-Stars was gonna work. It's
Man, 3
not.
All-Stars in the same I hate hearing like the All-Star thing because it's like, dude, like
Because Vooch was only a one-time All-Star.
you
But when
like
they
you an
put him
All-Star
together,
like
he
3
was an
years
All-Star
ago.
that year, though. Vooch was an All-Star when he came here. And then they went to get DeMar that next off season. Right?
Who hadn't been an All-Star for a few years.
For a while. I don't worry about All-Stars on bad teams. It's like the Kevin Love thing. You're an All-Star. It's the best player on a bad team.
Well, it's not working.
No, and it hasn't been working.
So what's taking so long to just get rid of it?
Don't know.
We have incompetent management.
It's not even like they have horrible contracts to get rid of.
We have incompetent management.
Are tradable.
I say them dudes duped us.
They duped us. I feel
they duped us, man. We as a fan base were so eager to get rid of Garpax.
Mm-hmm.
We were so eager to get rid of Garpax that we were duped into believing they came in, they made a few splashes right away.
Right.
And
it
was like, oh, we got him. And ain't did a damn thing since. From jump, they told us to GM point, where are the Europeans? They told us from jump that all this AK developed the Denver Nuggets and was getting all these this Euro talent. We don't have a single Euro player on our roster.
And Vooch, I'm sorry, he's too Americanized. He played college ball here, so I'm not counting that.
What is going on?
You don't see them. You don't see them. They like incognito.
You don't see them. They played us. You got AK, who, like I said, they gave this assumption that he built the Denver Nuggets, and then you had Emery? What's his name?
Yeah, Emery.
Black man.
Mark Emery.
To our detriment.
Eversley.
Eversley. I'm sorry, that's the Bears. We're conflating the Bears.
Yeah.
Not Emery Moorhead. Yeah.
But to our detriment, we see a brother, we get excited. And get their ass up out of there. In my opinion. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. Nothing.
Did
you guys a few months ago, Jerry Reinsdorf spoke at a seminar on working in sports, and he brought up that the best thing for a team to do is not necessarily build a championship team, but to build a product that can just compete, that can finish second or third, because that way you're selling hope. And it keeps the fans.
They're not even doing that. They're not even doing that. We're failing at that.
I think this is a almost perfect Reinsdorf team.
But they're not finishing second or third. That's just it.
But they're finishing. They're gonna finish in the playoffs, though.
Are they?
They
made the playoffs last year.
They're gonna be a top 10 team.
A top 10 team.
But that'd be a playoff.
Yeah, that's a play. The play-in is basically a playoff.
If you ain't the 8, if you ain't 8 playing 1, you ain't in the playoff.
Yeah, you're not in the playoffs if you're not 8 playing 1. I'm with you on that one.
I don't think this is the point to argue here, though. They suck.
Yes.
And Bulls management is fine with it, is what I'm saying.
Well, I get what you're saying. That if you made that argument back in the D Rose era, and those teams that kept fighting, even when we got what's a little shorty dude that could jump like
Nate
45 pounds,
Robinson.
Nate Robinson, and those Bull teams are fighting and winning playoff series. That is the perfect Reinsdorf thing. The try hard team, a team that Chicago can love. These guys are hard hat, bring their lunch to work, blah blah blah. You Thibodeau, oh, we are a job. I mean, that whole thing. Okay, but these moves, dude, after making the playoffs that first year with DeRozan, they've been nothing to talk about since, dude. And every time they do something, they come right back. And they're a dumb team. They're a dumb team. Their basketball IQ is it befuddles me. They will go away from what they did successfully in one half and completely do something different in the second half. What they do to win a game. This is the same team last year that beat Denver twice, bro. Beat Milwaukee, was it 3 times? Beat Boston three times? Or beat Milwaukee twice? Beat Boston 3 times? But they split with Philly finally. Finally beat Philadelphia. But then you turn right around and you can't handle Houston. You get trounced by OKC. The Spurs light you up. You look at the coach too. They hired that coach. Like, dude, what are you doing? I mean, you give great post-game stuff. He sounds really, like he's really giving you information post-game stuff. That's fantastic for the media. Okay, what do you tell these guys at practice? How are you holding them accountable at practice? Because they come in, it's like, dude, did y'all talk about did you not do? How come y'all do what you did last week? How many times I gotta keep hearing Kendall and Will Purdue say what kind of defense you should be playing, because the defense you're playing is garbage. And these are all the reasons why it's garbage. I've never seen, actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm sick of seeing the analysts have to dance around the fact that they have to find creative ways to keep saying different the same way they keep messing up. I got to find different ways to say how bad you keep messing up, because you keep messing up the same way. But I can't keep saying that because, I don't want to. I got to make it interesting for the fans at home. It's the same damn thing. I see them struggling to try and say, well, this team, because you want to be honest, and I know they're doing their best to be honest, but it's the same shit from last. You literally can take last year's scripts when we found them and just put them in there. They played the Spurs this week. Find last year's just get the Spurs, and then just substitute Wembayama for somebody else's name. It's the same damn thing, man. And it is frustrating. I mean, at least the Bears are finding new and different ways to fuck up. These dudes keep messing up the same way. Yeah, I can't. It's hard to watch. I feel like Mike Singletary. Can't watch him. Don't want to watch him. Can't do it.
I don't watch him at all. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Watch everything.
I do not watch the Bulls, dog. I can't.
Hard watch. It's a hard watch. When they win 2 games in a row, I'm shocked. They won 2 games in a row right before they turned right around and get beat by the Bucks. So as soon as you think like, here you go, they're about no, they're not.
And it's
blow it all up, man. Blow it all up.
I guess the only hope is with Zach trying to get out of here.
Yeah, word is Zach and the Bulls are looking for possible trades out there.
What's that supposed to do? Make Zach's life happier? Okay, Zach, I'm happy for you. Free Zach Levine.
Well, you gotta get something.
I'm not. Yes, I get that. My point is,
knowing these incompetent motherfuckers, we get a 2nd round pick.
Who's going to be the people here to take what's been gotten and do anything with it? Is it going to be these same jokers? How's it going to be any different?
Let's move on. College football. 2 big stories, obviously. Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh.
This is
to be the Bears coach.
Man. It doesn't make any sense.
He gets suspended for the
you trust him though?
The cheating allegations that he's been stealing, hiring guys to film other teams' sidelines to get their signs. So he's out
Oh,
three.
yeah.
Well, out 3 games. He just can't be on the sideline during the games. So he can coach all week. I don't think that's a huge punishment
Not really.
for
It's a
what's going
bullshit
on.
punishment.
Yeah.
It's bullshit
Yeah.
punishment. Because if you cheated, because here's the thing, dude. You know he did. It's just it's too much smoke. It's too much smoke for the fire not to have been set somewhere.
Well, no one's denying that it happened. You haven't heard
Well,
him say, yeah, there's no way this has happened. No one's really said that.
the press conference Harbaugh gave the other day, he's like, in this country, as a kid, I used to want to be a lawyer, and I always thought watching the show, it's pretty simple to me. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Mm.
So he's insinuating that, hey, I'm being treated unfairly, and no one's proven anything. Okay, whatever, dude. You can be as glib as you want to be, but the thing is, man, and I heard them arguing about it on some of the other sports shows, and it's like if Michigan's winning, if someone's saying, guys, don't punish the kids for what the coaches did. I'm like, bullshit. The kids are benefiting from what the coaches are doing. The kids wouldn't know what to do or where to be if it wasn't for the coaches telling them where to be, when to be, and how to be there. So no, it's the whole fucking program, as far as I'm concerned. And you're basically taking opportunities away. I mean, I'm sure Ohio State would feel a lot differently about shit, if they didn't have to play Georgia, first game last year, which they should have won, could have won. But Ohio State might have been a situation where they're playing international championship game because they played TCU and they beat the shit out of TCU. Don't have to worry about Georgia until the championship game. And you're talking about other teams. And then if it's also true about how they shared that information with other teams at other schools, so they could affect other schools that may have been in front of Michigan or near Michigan, i.e. the Volunteers last year, and also Clemson last year. Well, South Carolina had like 2 or 3 wins, was garbage. And all of a sudden they drop and throw 63 points or 60 plus points to Tennessee. Then they come right back behind that and beat 2 top 10 teams back to back, and they ain't done nothing all year. That's mighty suspicious, man. That's mighty suspicious. So you're ruining and affecting other kids' opportunities. So no, the whole program should suffer. I don't want to see some coach crying like, oh, we did it for Coach Harbaugh. I'm ready, man. I'm ready, man. You're not taking fuck out of here with that. Really? Seriously? Like, what happened? You saw him all week. He was on the plane ride with you. I fought really hard. They was gonna do that anyway. It's a rivalry game. They're trying to win. Look, if you want to say, hey man, thanks for the opportunity that you messed up and I got a chance to coach and maybe I get a coaching job. Hey, look at me. That's what you should be saying. If you're the interim coach or you're the offensive coordinator, but to be crying and talk about, Harbaugh's being mistreated, come on, get out of here, man. Get out of here. He's coaching the team all week. He's just not there on the day, on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Man, stop. Stop. What does he do on game day? He decides on 4th and 1 that they should go for it. Those crucial red flags you throw out there to challenge a call. Kick a field goal, go for it. Okay. And he can text you that shit. I mean, come on, stop.
No, I think the delay will have an effect on that, At least a 7-second delay.
Yeah, okay.
Oh man. Other news: Jimbo Fisher fired at Texas A&M. Didn't they win this week?
Yeah, they beat Mississippi State handedly.
That's interesting. I've never heard of a coach getting fired after a loss, but all right.
Lovie Smith. After a win, you mean?
Or after a win, excuse me.
Yeah, Lovie Smith, 10-6 season. Get out of here.
That's right. Yeah.
We don't like the cut of your jib around here.
We just
Gotta
need
go.
something new.
We need
10-6
new.
just isn't good enough.
We're tired of your 58 winning percentage. Get out of here.
What do you go do? You get fired by Texas A&M, and you find out, oh yeah, they owe me $75 million. What's the first thing you go do after that?
I'm going out the country, sitting on the beach,
I'm out
having
the
me some
country.
drinks, kicking my feet up, and watching the next Texas A&M football game from home and see what happens.
I
I'll
want to
be
know
the
how do you get one of those jobs, man?
hey man, I'll be the biggest Texas A&M
Uh,
fan.
they were handing them out around that time. You remember what's my guy from Michigan State that got fired? Because he couldn't keep his stuff in his pants, or he keep it off the phone.
Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker, he got one of those kind of things from Michigan
But
State. He
I
had
don't
a
think he
sticker
get. I
on
No,
don't
it.
they
think he
trying not
get
to
that.
pay Mel.
They try not to pay
Yeah.
Mel.
I understand they're trying not to pay him. You just question was where do you get those contracts? I'm saying they would have given him out. He wasn't getting fired because of how bad the team was. He should have been.
I mean,
He was
hey,
getting let go because of an ethical clause.
we talk about that. I mean, it happens in the NFL as well.
Ain't nobody walking unless you Gruden.
Josh McDaniels got $45 million.
He still got 45 million coming.
Yes.
Oh my God!
I'm saying. I'm
He
in the
just
wrong
destroyed-
profession. Smoke. There's still a chance for you.
Yeah, bro. Hey, you knew some guys on your staff, man.
Yeah.
I'm real good with echoing whatever you say.
You
I'll say
still
what you
got a
said.
shot. You can still get one of these jobs out there, man.
Man,
It's too late for me though.
hey, I'm gonna try.
Man,
I don't know
75
baseball, man,
mil
but
just to walk away.
Man, dog, I'm not coaching no more. How old is Jimbo? He definitely in his what?
Jimbo
50s?
got to be in his late 50s.
70s.
Yeah. You think he's in his 70s?
He's close to Saban's age, isn't he? Maybe 60s. He may be like 62. Something like that. He's got to be in his
Jimbo
he's not in his
Fisher.
50s. He's not in his 50s.
Jimbo's 58.
58.
Wow, he done age well.
Jimbo, my mom age.
Maybe you can enjoy that 70 million and start looking at his age.
Man,
Man.
he's younger than my mom, and he definitely looks much older.
Yeah, I thought he
My
was
mom.
like 62
Well,
or
coaching
something.
does that to you.
Good Lord.
Coaching at that level
Man.
does that to you, I think.
I
think
how
since
long
he-
has he
With
How
that
long
type
has he
of
been? How
money,
long has he been a head coach?
Jimbo?
He took over
had
after
Florida
Bowden
State.
retired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been 15 years.
Man, I'll go coach Pee Wee football for free. Get back.
Sponsor the Pee Wee team.
Sponsor Pee Wee team.
Man,
Jimbo's Jumbo Shrimps.
good for him, man. Good for him. That
Man.
is a very good parting
Look,
gift.
And hi, Josh McDaniels is my OC.
So Bobby Petrino's probably taking over then, right? He was offensive coordinator.
I don't know who. Yeah, who did they name as their
Interim. I wouldn't be
their
shocked if it was
interim?
Bobby Petrino because he was an offensive
If he
coordinator.
can't fire. Da-da-da. No, associate head coach Elijah Robinson is taking over on an interim
okay.
basis.
All right, so Bobby's like, hey man, I don't want it. I just want to coach offense. Thank you.
Yeah. And then there was shouts of what's my man from Oregon?
Lanny?
Lanny, yeah. And he came out, hey, I'm happy here. I am not going anywhere.
I'd be happy in Oregon too.
Yeah, or I wouldn't leave an Oregon job. You're on your way to the Big Ten. You got Nike money behind you.
Deion say, man, I'm trying to win a game. Yeah.
He couldn't do that.
Hey,
Leave and
man,
go to
it's so
A&M.
funny,
Yeah,
dog. Like,
yeah.
dog,
He can't do that.
I'm on a 4-game losing streak, and y'all asking me about a promotion. I gotta hope these people don't fire my ass. Hey, man. But look, man, look. A lot of time people say that on the other side, they failed up. Why not us?
Yeah, that's true.
This is year one, man. Deion.
Yeah, he can't. He can't do that. He can't do that.
Oh, no, that's hilarious.
If he can't, I don't know anybody who can.
Right, he'll be the one that could possibly do it.
That would be a heck of a PR hit there.
Well, man, he's about it. If anybody can survive a PR hit, he'll flip it around and make it work for him. Next thing you know, he's selling a whole bunch of shoes.
That's
He sold
true.
glasses in Colorado. He's be selling shoes in Texas A&M.
Killer selling cowboy boots. Oh man. So shout out to Jimbo, man.
Yeah,
I would love that job.
it is
75 million to do nothing. That's outstanding. That's the American dream right there. Hey, let's go to picks. Smoke, you had a great week, man.
Yes,
3-0.
What?
3-0. Glenn, you and I went 2-1 last week.
Okay. Still above 500, baby. Still above 500.
So Glenn, you're still in first place, 14-10. Smoke, you're right behind him at 13-11. And I'm at 500.
Shit, 14-10. That should get me a $40 million contract if I'm Daniel Jones.
Man. No doubt. So I am going first. So let me see what's out there. All right, going against what I believe in. I'm going to take my second alma mater, Northwestern, plus the 3 against Purdue. I'm going with all the smart schools. I'm going to go Duke. Duke minus a 4 over Virginia. Justin's back. No, I'm not going to do that to you guys. Sorry. I'm going to take the Seahawks minus the 1 against the Rams. Smoke, who you got?
I'm going to go college again, 2 college. I'm going to go Utah plus 1 at Arizona.
Wait. It's a pick 'em, isn't it?
I'll give you the 1 for that one because it's 1 every pretty much the ones that have it.
And also, I'm going to take Washington plus 2.5 at Oregon State.
Plus 2.5.
So
why are they getting points?
Washington?
Yeah.
They're the dog.
That's what I'm saying. Why are they getting points?
Wait, you telling me Washington is a dog on the road against Oregon State?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yep.
Oregon State is good.
Hey, I got Caesars has this at 2. You wanted a 2 or 2.5?
Wait, what?
For Washington, Oregon State.
I just saw it said 2. Oh no, I was looking at MGM. So
okay, I'll take it at 2. I'll put it at 2.
No, I'll take the 2. Yeah. I'll take the 2.
Am I looking at the right thing? I see Utah, Arizona as a pick 'em.
You might be right. I was looking at MGM. So I could be wrong there. I didn't realize that was MGM. I was looking at Caesars was next to it, and I
with the chalice, with the green with the black.
Mm-hmm. Shit, there's some crazy spreads next week in the NFL. It's a lot of double-digit spreads. Fuck it, I'm gonna take Bears plus 9.5.
I know it's hard. It's really hard not to take that.
All right, Glenn, what you got?
All right. I'm going to take the Hoosiers minus 4.5 against Michigan State.
I thought about that game.
I don't normally do this unless it's against my team, but I'm so disappointed in my Volunteers the way they just let Missouri walk all over them. I didn't think. I thought we could. I thought I figured 50-50. I was like, Missouri, that might be the best, one of the best 3 quarterbacks in the SEC. Their quarterback,
Missouri.
Yeah, but to let the Caucasian Austin Eckler just run all over him the way he did. When did Austin Eckler lead the Chargers and start playing for Missouri? I mean, God Lord, 200, man, that was embarrassing. Anyway, so all I have to say that I'm going to take Georgia on the road, giving up 10 points.
That's it?
Dude, it's on the road. Knoxville.
Yeah,
it's not an easy place to win, man.
I thought they would have got at least 2 touchdowns after that Missouri showing.
It's double digits. Trap game. Maybe they're thinking that. Sure, yeah. I don't know.
Sure.
The trap worked. It got sprung and it worked. And then hold on a second. Excuse me, sorry about that. My pro game is going to be, I don't normally do Thursday night games,
Ooh,
but I'm going to take the Bengals +4
+4
against the Ravens. Yeah.
Picks are in. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. Got to get that right. We want to thank everyone for listening. We greatly appreciate it. You can catch our podcast at Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find your favorite podcast. Google's going to be turning it into YouTube Music, their podcast version, moving to YouTube Music pretty soon. So you'll be able to check us there. You can also catch it at hp53productions.com. There you'll find a link to our podcast and the Super Duper podcast hosted by Rob Griggs and yours truly. Yo, Glenn.
Yep.
Please take us out.
Hey, it's like we always say here at Easy Smoking the GM. We ain't saying we're right. We just know we giving damn unlike the Bulls.
We'll catch you next week.